Hey YouTube! Today I want to talk to you about something that's really important to me. I'm a Christian and I have been a Christian for an awful long time. And it means, to me, I love Jesus and I love God's Word, the Bible. And I presently am studying a Master's in Theology in IBI, which is the Irish Bible Institute in Dublin. And I hope to be going on to do a Master's of Divinity in Fuller Theological Seminary in California. Because I just want to know as much as I can about this amazing God that created everything, that created me, and that loved me so much that he would come to this earth and would die on a cross for my sins. But anyway, I'll talk more about that in another vlog. What I want to talk about today is genealogies. My church does this daily reading plan where you read a few chapters from the Bible every day, and I picked it up at the start of July, which was 1 Chronicles chapter 1. 1 Chronicles chapter 1 talks about the sons of this and that and the other thing. So it's like Egypt fathered, this is verse 11, Ludim, Anamim, Lehebim, Naphtahim, and then it goes on like that right up until chapter 9, where it has, and Phinehas the son of Eleazar was chief officer over them. Zechariah the son of Mishael was gatekeeper. And the firstborn, Abdon, Ben Zur, Kish, Baal, Ner, Nadab. And it's basically got lots of genealogies. It's quite a difficult thing to read, genealogies, because I think most people probably skip them. Because it's just like, it's a list of names, and you don't really get much. Like, we've got that guy was the gatekeeper. You've got like these little tidbits of information about them, but sometimes it's just somebody had a son, and then that somebody had a son. And like, it's a very boring, well, on the face of it, it's a very boring topic, or a very boring part of the Bible to read. And a lot of people skip it. But I want to talk about it today because we spent like maybe 4 or 5 days just reading these lists of names. And there's just some thoughts. My pastor shared some thoughts with the church. One of them just made me think, like, I want more than that. So his thoughts were like, God has recorded these verses in the Bible. He's recorded these names. And that's pretty amazing to think that these people who maybe were insignificant, maybe were really significant, but their names are all in a book. That's pretty awesome that God had decided to record these names. It tells us a little bit about people as well. And this is the bit that I don't like, because this big long list of names, and no more really information about them. The important thing is that they had a kid, who 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 was the father of the king. Like, I don't know about you, but if you were to be told tomorrow that the purpose of your life is that you will have a kid, who 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 will do something good, like, would you not feel like maybe that's not the, like, that doesn't seem like a great purpose? I know that for my life, I don't want to just be the father of somebody who's 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 the father of somebody who does something amazing. Like, that would be awesome. It would be completely amazing to be the father of someone, the great-great-grandfather of somebody who does something cool. Like, I don't know, gets a Nobel Peace Prize because they stopped the conflict in Israel. Like, that would be awesome. But I also want something from my own life. Like, I don't want to be just a name that's known because it's in a list of names that is the ancestry of some person who did something. Like, I want to be a person who does something. I want to be a person that's used to make a difference in this world, to change people's lives. And yeah, I'm not comfortable with just being a name in a list of names. And I don't think anybody should be comfortable with being a name in a list of names. So that's not that I'm saying that I disagree, that it's a good thing that these lists are kept, and that, you know, from a kind of an eternal perspective, some of the stuff that they've done doesn't matter. Like, yeah, that's not a bad thing that these names are recorded. It's not a bad thing that there was somebody great came from a line of people. But what I'm just saying is that we should aspire to more than just being the great-great-great-grandfather of somebody cool. We should aspire to being used by God today, and used by God in a way that changes the world, or even just changes someone individual's life. C.S. Lewis once said that people are eternal. Everybody like you meet on your road. I can't remember the exact quote, so I'm just going to paraphrase what he said. So that on your road of life, that you meet people, and those people either direct you to becoming eternal splendors that will be like these amazing people in heaven who have followed God and who have done things for God and who have changed the world or an individual's life, who have made other eternal splendors. Or you can be made an immortal horror. Like, I think that the purpose of life shouldn't just be to be a name in a book that has kids, but should be to be creating eternal splendors. Not that we can create eternal splendors, that's God's work, but that we would be part of that we would want to do what He wants us to do, and that we would live a life that has meaning and that is remembered for more than just your son or your daughter, but is remembered for what you did as a person and how you changed people's lives. And just one more thing on this. A genealogy is a list of names. A book containing a list of names in the Bible. There's another book that contains a list of names. And that's the Lamb's Book of Life. And the Lamb's Book of Life, that is the one of the books you want to have your name written in. Because the Lamb's Book of Life is like the who gets to go into heaven book. And the Lamb's Book of Life is the book that Jesus, like, He takes a record of people who have come to Him, who have realized who He is, and who have decided to be those people who want to help people become eternal splendors and not immortal horrors. And so, yeah, I just think that we should aspire to be so much more than just a name in a list of names about our kids and about our fathers and grandfathers. That we should aspire to be world changers and life changers now, and that we could work for God now. Anyway, there are my some short thoughts. Probably ended up being way longer than I thought it would be. But anyway, I'm Wavey, and I'm waving. So till next Wednesday, have a good week.